Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. I have some messages to share. Hopefully it's not going to be a 1-hour video because I'm not in the best mood. I don't feel too well. I think there's somebody out there in the energy that wants me to shut up, wants to silence me. My throat is inflamed. It hurts so much. Apart from that, it's been quite the tearful day, because again, messages are just coming. So whatever situation that's being presented to me in the spirit is one of urgency. We saw the acceleration, the increase from ring the alarm to pound the alarm. So that's quite the intensity. Okay, it's getting a little fiery, like I said. But speaking about fiery, I just spoke about inflammation. There's so much things about fire. But let me just take it slowly. What was I gonna say? Some of the messages are touching on elements. Okay. I know there was something about seasons that came up. I don't know if I shared it, but I definitely wrote it down somewhere. Pardon me. Like there's something going on with the seasons. As if somebody's trying to shift the natural progression of something, or the course, change course on something. The reason why I say that, and this is a moment to correct myself, because I don't know which video it was, but I said something like air is being pushed, okay, pushed against fire. And then I thought it meant, okay, we're leaving air season going into fire season because there's just so much fire around. But I was mistaken. There's water in between, or there's supposed to be water in between, but it's as if there's some powers that's trying to circumnavigate the waters, almost skip a season, if that makes any sense. And I'm like, why would any power force do something like this? Why is it so imperative? Why are they so adamant to push air right now against fire to create some kind of wildfire? It's as if somebody's trying to set the world on fire. I don't know if this is my Lord, my Savior, preparing the lake of fire or what, but things are getting hot in here. Okay, and it's as if they do not want something to be extinguished because there's a jump or a turn to jump over the water, jump over Scorpio. And we know Scorpio, the death card, is Scorpio. So as if somebody's trying to evade death. Then I gave messages where I used Titanic as inferences. And I'm like, it's as if the powers, some powers out there are aware that the ship is going down, that the ship is headed straight. The course is straight to the iceberg. But I think they're trying their best to steer the ship away from the iceberg, but it's bound to happen. And it's like a sink or swim situation because it's going to hit. There's going to be a hit, or a hit is causing this sink or swim situation. Okay, it could be either or. Just in case there's going to be anyone new to this channel, welcome. I am a channeler. I am a medium. Okay, I'm a servant of the Lord as well, so I do talk about my Lord. And there are many ways in which I receive messages and decode messages, etc., etc. So if you stick around, I'm sure you will understand very quickly how things work around here. Okay, for the most part, and to be safe, let's just pretend that what I'm doing here is just for entertainment. All right, most of these messages could relate to you. Sometimes they won't. Okay, sometimes they will appear very much outrageous, far-fetched. All right, in that case, just listen. Okay, don't take anything in, don't take anything on. Sometimes the messages are very specific down to the T. Okay, and in that case, again, just listen in. All right, if you like the vibe, please subscribe, give the channel a thumbs up so you could be a part of its growth. You could contribute to the growth of the channel. I appreciate the new subs. I see you all and I love the support. All right, but I don't want to waste too much more time. Let me go on with the ramblings and see what comes out, because I'm going to be totally honest with you. The way these messages came out today had me stumped. Okay, so somebody might be stumped at someone's message. Okay. But back to the seasons and the elements here. So it seems as if they are aware, somebody somewhere out there, that the boat's going down, okay? And there's deep waters below, deep frigid waters below, not enough lifeboats, and it's just not looking good. So it's almost that they're trying to create situations, manufacture, socially engineer things to divert from what they see ahead of them, okay? I've never seen this before, but I've never really been doing something like this before. The Lord just brought this to me like maybe since 2022. You know, some gifts have been unlocked. Okay, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm super savvy or this is, you know, some kind of specialty of mine. I just get downloads and I'm able to do what it is I do. Okay, but since I have been doing what it is I do, I've never seen something like this before, where somebody's trying to skip a season. Someone's trying to jump elements. Okay, and strategically, they are putting up air against fire to do so. And I think this is why there was divine intervention, because again, you're not supposed to try to be God. Okay, you're not supposed to try to do something like this. Yeah, they're trying to jump over death, and everyone has to walk through death's door. So I think this is why there's some kind of divine intervention. And since I am saying divine intervention, I want to refresh your memory to January, I believe. I came back, my very first video was something about seeing a lot of water, and I couldn't decipher if we're dealing with cancer signs, people who are just overly emotional, people just crying a lot, people mourning, okay, because people cry a lot when someone passes, or if we're dealing with the ocean. It was like an ocean of water, basically. I kept seeing it. I'm like, what does this mean? I didn't know what it meant. All right, and I also mentioned something in that same video, that the earth is going to shake, crack open. And I remember saying, this sounds like it's going to be cracked open to receive like a body, like a funeral, you know, when you dig 6 feet under. I thought the earth was opening up her mouth for that reason. So you might want to check out that video, because I don't remember it, but these are just things coming up now. So I guess it's relevant to this message today. Something about the water. You cannot block the water. So maybe some levee is going to break. Okay, maybe some tsunami, some dam. I don't know. But the more you push back, the flood is going to be like a flood. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, Lord. Please let me explain this right. If you keep trying to block death, the more death will swallow up. The more the waters will swallow up. Something like that. Okay? If you keep pushing it, they're going to swallow up more than it intended to swallow up. Okay? So there's something really significant about Scorpio season, about water in general. Okay? Water signs. Okay, or again, maybe the prophecy about the Titanic is about to pass, okay, where someone, or even the I'm not gonna say prophecy, I speak more prophetically on TikTok. Here I would like to say more premonition, okay, to be on the safer side, so I can make predictions. And you don't always have to predict correctly, but when it comes to prophecy, there is an expectation for that prophecy to pass, okay? So that's why I kind of avoid TikTok. I don't like when my Lord insists that I go over there to relay messages, because I know that there is a serious undertone, okay? But here it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more comfortable, and I know that I don't have to try my best. Well, I still put effort, but I know God is a little bit more gracious with me relying on my own understanding than a concrete prophecy. Okay, I hope that made sense. So this water situation, some people are thinking that the only way to escape this impending judgment, okay, by water, okay, some by fire, is to sacrifice something, is to create sacrifices, okay? So I know, and I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, to be honest with you, but I can't deny or doubt what's given to me, okay? And the correlations made and the conclusions I draw, which they're not conclusive, okay? They're fluid, since we're talking about water here. Subject to change if new information is given, okay? But the reason why I think along these lines, here is where my train of thought begins. I have channeled Whitney Houston, okay? Whitney Houston passed away, allegedly, in a bathtub, okay? So that's water. Whitney Houston is a fire sign, okay? Whitney Houston passed away in air, meaning air season, Aquarius, February 11, okay? So here's the 1-1, the first 1-1, because there's something about numbers too. And if you have been watching the past few videos, you'll see that most of my emergency cards came out, which is the 2-1-1, 3-1-1, 9-1-1, okay? I mentioned 4-1-1 in one video as well. And I think today is about 5-1-1 for some reason, or 5 has been relevant and prevalent. And that 1-1 is a message in itself, okay? So put in the 5 with the 1-1, we're gonna touch on that. But back to the sacrifices. Whitney was fire, but she passed away in air, okay? Air season. Then I started channeling my son's father, okay? He is born in air and passed away in fire. We're talking elements here, okay? D'Angelo, who I think the channeling was trying to inform me of, okay, he passed away in air, okay, on October 14th, okay, but he's born in air February 11, the day Whitney died, okay? So that's the 1-1. Sacrifice, I don't know much about that Charlie character, okay? And I don't want to say too much about it. I think I sacrificed some followers. I think I lost 10 or so subscribers after that video, which I didn't even mention the name, but I guess that they saw the clue, they saw where it was going. But this sacrifice, he is an air sign, okay? But he passed away in earth, okay? So just, I don't know if you want to take notes, you don't have to. Where is this going? In one of my videos where the 4-1-1 came out, the 3 of Swords came out. And I remember 2 names came out. I channeled Broken Hearted Girl by Beyonce, and then Broken Hearted by Brandy. And then I'm like, one is earth, one is air. Okay. Then I mentioned something about Metcalf for some reason. And I was saying Metcalf as in the stadium. It requires like a megastar, somebody who could fill out the arena because it's just so big, right? Not everyone gets to grace the stage, okay? But I'm not saying this has anything to do with Metcalf Stadium, or that if the next sacrifice, that person graced the stage. But what I think I'm trying to say is the next sacrifice is a mega star. Okay, there's something mega here. And If it's not an air sign or a fire sign that's ending up in the earth, it's an earth sign. It's earth in earth, or earth and earth. Okay? Because we're dealing with couples too as well. There's all these one ones, and a lot of things about couples been coming out. So it might be 2 sacrifices. Could be separately, could be at the same time. Okay? One might be air and fire. Okay? Or it could be 2 earth. I don't see fire, and I don't see, whoa, I do see air. Oh, I see so much air. So air, fire, earth. Okay? So make note of that if you want to. A megastar. Let's put megastar. Oh, I put mega. Let me put star. Okay? Whoever the megastar is, and I'm not saying it's Beyonce or Brandy. I'm talking about just the card, that feeling. It's going to break a lot of hearts. Okay? It's going to be heartbreaking. Okay? 3 of Swords. I don't know if it's heartbreaking because it's unexpected, sudden, or because this person is just really adored by many, but the heart is involved. Okay, I don't know if this person is going to have a cardiac arrest or something, some issue with the heart, a weak heart. Okay, but the heart is involved. Okay, and again, this is sacrifice stemming off of Metcalf meaning, let me just pull it up to give you, so I don't sound silly or crazy. Okay, my throat. Somebody might also have some kind of throat situation going on, finding it hard to speak. Going back to cat got your tongue. Okay. Metcalf. Guess meaning. Excuse me. Okay, Metcalf is of English origin, believed to derive from a nickname for a person who tended a meat calf, which is a calf fattened for eating, or someone who worked with livestock. Okay, so someone who works with livestock could also be relevant to this. It can also refer to the occupational name for herdsman or slaughterer. Okay, let's write that down. Slaughterer, which ties in with the cutthroat, okay? Because when livestock is involved, there is a way to execute a sacrifice, a sacrificial animal. Like if you're, especially if you're halal, we know that the priest is the one who's supposed to oversee the process if they're not doing it themselves. There's special prayers, I guess. I don't know the process exactly. What rituals are done to sanctify meat or to kill an animal, kill livestock. But there's a certain technique, okay? It's a certain way. And I think some animals is just cutthroat, cut them at the throat, do it quickly, you know, something like that. So I'm just gonna put cutthroat again, bringing up the domino stuff, okay? Or what it feels like, what this situation could be compared to, I guess. A lot of game being played, or this is child's play, or you think this is a game, you think this is a game, okay? Somebody's gonna get cut off, cut out, cut up, cut back, cut short. Let me see. Yeah, so it's pretty much saying like, I got food to eat. I see a food to eat, okay? Somebody's going to sacrifice somebody for food, okay? And this food could be actual food, but it's more given like livelihood, survival. Like, I got to survive. I got to eat. You know what I mean? I got to eat. So if this is what I got to do, if I got to make this sacrifice to eat, I'm going to do this, okay? So it's like a sacrifice. Somebody's doing a sacrifice as a sacrifice because they think they need to sacrifice to survive. I hope that came out right. So this is a sacrifice in every sense of the word, okay? Somebody needs this to eat. Somebody's eating off of this. And then somebody won't eat no more. No soup for you, okay? So it may have been an occupational name for someone who looked after or slaughtered calves, okay? And then it's the best calf as well, okay? Like I said, megastar, or someone who has a lot of value, has a lot of worth, has a lot of appeal, has a lot of influence. It's not any and anybody here. And this is what probably had me in the mood that I've been in for most of the days, because I don't want no message about sacrifices. You know what I mean? I want to know what's going on in energy. Yes, I want to know what's going on in the air, but I didn't know it was sacrifice that's written all across the sky. Sacrifice, air sacrifice, fire sacrifice, because we don't want to drown. Somebody doesn't want to drown in deep waters here. Somebody feels like they're drowning, maybe in debt, maybe in guilt, maybe with worry. Maybe somebody's actually drowning. Maybe somebody needs something drowned, because one of the other messages, am I done with this page? Is pay to keep it buried. I'm looking at it over there. So I don't know if that's some kind of indication for me to go to those messages next. But I hope I covered everything here. You can't evade the deep waters, okay? A worthy sacrifice needs to be made, or is about to be made, or will be made. And it's going to be heartbreaking. This could be a megastar, but again, that would be subjective. No, I think megastar, we could all agree of who would be considered a megastar. Okay, so let's think back on all the names that I have been mentioning lately, and you could kind of reduce it down to a short list of imaginary players here, okay? Let's not you'll have an idea, okay? And then they don't have to be mega. Mega could also just mean popular, okay? I know mega is different for me. Mega means you have an impeccable catalog, okay? Or you have, yeah, your catalog has to really speak for itself, in my opinion, you know? Or you have multiple hits. If you don't have a complete body of work, you have either multiple hits or one hit that is just timeless. Okay, so I weigh things differently, but I don't know. There's just something here that's heartbreaking though about someone's passing, and this could be very soon, okay? This could be very soon. There's something very important about double digits or doubling up. Okay, so this is like a couple, like I said. But even when it comes to numbers, somebody could have a double number in their birthday or in their age, but there's a double number somewhere. Okay, so like February 11, the 11 is double. Or you could be 33 years old. Okay, and we know that 33 is known, has a reputation for being occultic, and has a underscore of sacrifice. Okay, so anything else about numbers right now? Counting, still in the countdown. Oh yes, 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 yes. So I told you that the number 5 is relevant, prevalent. And then it brought me back to a message I did months ago by now, where I mentioned Drew Hill, 5 steps. Okay, that's coming back to me. Okay, so 5 steps. I don't know if that means 5 people will be sacrificed, or 5 more days before we see a sacrifice, or they have the number 5 in their birthday or their age. But there's something really important about 5s, okay? Because it's been coming out, okay? And that song is 5 Steps to Eternity. So again, somebody's on their way out here, out of this realm, okay? Out of this life as we know it, but it's not the end of life, okay? For those who believe, at least. It's going to be heartbreaking, though. No doubt. This is the truth, okay? It's going to be really heartbreaking. Whoever this is somebody who people like, or, you know, maybe not everybody, but I'm seeing a lot of respect here. I'm seeing a lot of respect here. Like, this person is like a champion in their own right, you know? Strong, resilient, especially in the face of adversity. This person just has good characteristics, good moral strength. So I don't know if that helps to limit down anything. Not that I'm really trying to know who it is, because it saddens me already without knowing who it is, okay? But the bright side to it, at least I could just prepare myself for any one of them, okay? That's why I don't invest too deeply into people that I don't know. But I am an empath, so I do feel sorrow, you know. I sympathize with others who lament. All right, it's not hard for me to love. Okay, so maybe I'm speaking to somebody who feels the same way or is the same way, okay? You too have a lot of inner fortitude. Strength, courage. There's something firm about someone here in the energy, okay? It could be the person who is about to be laid to rest, because I know the song Till I'm Laid to Rest by Buju Banton also been channeling heavily. Okay, this person, they're firm, they're strong. There's something beautiful about this person. Anyhow, I don't know if this part is about the same person or someone. I don't know. Well, it's for someone, but I don't know if it's the same energy where you're being strengthened, okay, almost like a fresh wind coming in to blow mercy on you, some grace, some favor, okay? So somebody might be in need of rejuvenation. Okay, hearing great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning new mercies I see. So a renewal, somebody's going through some kind of renewal, restoration here. Okay, let's go over here to where my eyes brought me. Pay to keep it buried. Am I supposed to start there? Which side? Okay. Somebody might be paying someone something to keep something buried, or somebody may have been paying someone for a long time to keep some information buried, and they can no longer afford to keep up with this. Therefore, whatever it is they were paying to keep buried is about to come back to life, okay? It's going to resurface, and it's going to be quite incriminating, Okay, I'm hearing money can't get you out of this one. Okay, that's a message for somebody somewhere out there. Something you're paying to keep buried is futile. It's coming out anyway, okay? Then I have when a destiny swap goes wrong, a cautionary tale. And that's one of the titles of my articles on my website, Gawdessregime.com, okay? I haven't actually opened the file yet for public view, but I think in the days to come, we're going to see an example of this, of a destiny swap. And I know today I went on TikTok live, something I never done. Okay, so something is new to somebody here, okay? On a side note, something I've never done, but I felt the need. You hear these sirens? I felt the need to. And the reason why I felt the need to is because ever since I shared my dream about Cardi B on TikTok, someone has been calling me on WhatsApp who is from Georgia, okay? Georgia in the United States. I live in Canada, okay? I know one or two people who live out in Georgia, but we haven't communicated in years. So I know it's not one of them. How do I further know this? Well, the person chose to leave a message because I was ignoring the calls, because I don't answer calls from people I don't know, okay? You have to send a message, make an appointment, okay? Follow instructions, because there's certain things I do give instructions for. Like if my number is attached to fundraising material, it's for fundraising purposes, okay? So I'm not going to have any kind of discussion with anyone I don't know if it's not about the fundraiser or you sending funds to support the fundraiser, okay? If you want to inquire about my services, first, you know, brief yourself by going, that's fire trucks. Brief yourself by first checking out the website, and then reach out to me with an actual question as it pertains to spiritual advice, counseling, readings, anything like that, okay? I don't have friends for a reason. I'm not really into small or long talk, aimless banter. Everything has to make sense to me, you know, or I have to feel safe with a person to open up and call them a friend, you know. So I don't like games. I don't like games. I don't like anyone attempting to play me either. So I got some suspicious phone calls, and by the message I could tell that it's of another ethnicity, okay? I could already tell. So I know that my suspicion as to where it's coming from or who it could be coming from is not far-fetched. All right, I'm not going to say much more about it. I just hope that that person gets some common sense and knows that doxing is not the right thing to do, especially in this situation. Okay. Also, targeting a person is not righteous either, okay? So this is your first and last warning, so don't do that again. Hold on a moment. Okay, I'm just gonna pull a few cards and come back with the remainder of these messages because I gotta go, okay? But what was I saying? This is a gentle warning, all right? Because I don't want no trouble from, I don't want any trouble from or for anyone, okay? So please be wise. Please be wise. Don't do it again, okay? Don't do it again, because you could get in trouble for stuff like that. Sweetie, I'm gonna be 5 more minutes, that's it, okay? Thank you. I lost my train of thought, but there's so much sirens outside, which further confirms that this is serious. This is an emergency. And I guess we shall see if the prediction or prophecy is true indeed. Just a matter of days, okay? Because somebody is 5 steps to eternity, as we can see, or will see. Mm-hmm. 5 steps. Also, I guess I could say this part since it's about this message and I don't want to touch on this again. 511 is an app, at least here in Canada. I don't know how it would be in the States or anywhere else, but it's an app that travelers can use, okay? Because it provides map-based information. So if you're looking for rest stops or anything like that, 511 would be what you would use. If you want to know about road conditions, traffic, 511 is what you would use, okay? So 411 is what's the T, okay? What's like 311 public service announcement, 211 community support, 111 listen to the message, okay? 911 emergency. All right, so why I chose to come back to this 511 is because in the last message, maybe the one before last, I spoke about parking ticket. I spoke about highway as well, because I got like a notification. Let me hurry up. I can't deal with all these sirens. I got a notification about Highway 407, and that's a highway here in the town where I live that is toll free, or is it still toll free? But it's a highway you take when you want to evade traffic, okay? There's not much traffic on Highway 407. So what that tells me, somebody may have traveled a highway like that where there wasn't no tolls, or they traveled on a highway where there was toll and there is like some kind of notification of this, and that could be a piece of evidence used against somebody. The fact that they said they weren't somewhere, but there's some kind of parking notice, and this could be a toll booth receipt that proves otherwise. Okay, what's going on out there? What? Let me hurry up and get off. What else? Something could be coming towards you. Somebody could be coming towards you. For God's sake, I hope nobody got any bright idea to come towards me and they're taking highway, they're speeding on the highway to come towards me. Okay, that wouldn't be a good idea. You might end up in a collision. Okay, that car might flip. Okay, just putting that out there. Okay, somebody's traveling though. Maybe somebody is trying to escape. But you could run, but you can't hide. You won't get very far. All right, I think I mentioned something like this a few months ago where I said somebody is like fleeing possibly New York, headed south, headed to Texas. Okay, and something in another message said pray for Texas, praying for Texas. I know at one point I was mentioning artists who were affiliated with Texas. Okay, so Texas might be relevant in a situation here, in a story here. All right, because these are just stories. Maybe somebody's story is incomplete. Okay, and something about somebody's neighbor will sell them out. All right, I'm gonna keep shuffling because I like when both sides are blank. I like to be clear. Okay, so somebody needs to be clear with something. I know in another, no, not another message, I wrote it down, I probably didn't say it, but I said somebody might have trouble writing or spelling or writing things correctly or speaking correctly. I don't know. There's something about communication though that's just not clear, and this could be a language barrier. Okay, or somebody who does not have an education past a certain level. Okay, but something is lost in translation, I'm hearing. Somebody's on the road fleeing. Okay, I'm also hearing a lonely highway. Okay, I don't have my phone. I just give my phone to my daughter. A lonely highway is giving me again on your way out. Okay, you no longer have worldly cares. You just want to like be in peace. Okay, so somebody might be in that frame of mind, like, you know, that procession, like a funeral procession down a highway, and it's clear, no traffic, because there are officials who are clearing the way. I'm like, let me hurry up and get off of this. We have God must have spent a little more time on you for somebody here. Sweetie, can you turn it down a tad bit? Just a tad. Let's keep going. Okay. Something is traveling fast. I don't know what's on the back of this. Let's check. Oh, train. Okay. Didn't I say there's something about moving, going fast, coming towards somebody, or somebody going away from someone? Something is traveling fast. Okay. It could be news. It could be people. What else travels? Something is traveling fast though. Should I keep this card out? I'm gonna keep this card out, and both sides are blank. So let's see what we have. And I'll be back to share the rest of the messages. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It's been quite a day, like I said. So I'm almost a little bit reluctant to pull these cards. But let's see if they're in line with what has been shared today, the daily messages, or anything I've shared earlier, like in the last upload or in the last week, okay? Because I like to be fresh. I like to be current. But anything could be relevant, going all the way back to the beginning of the year, okay? So let's see what we have here. This is, how did this get back in there? Was there two mistakes? Somebody may have made two mistakes, or there's two people who made a grave mistake here, because I'm pretty sure I've seen this already, or this is deja vu. Okay? You know who sings a song called Deja Vu? Beyonce. And I'm just saying that because I know we mentioned her name already, and we're making connections here. Okay? Luke 9:1, and gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases. I just want to verify, because I don't like mind games, like I said. And it shouldn't be too far. We have that's the truth for something here. So something I said is absolutely the truth, okay? Hey, look at this, bottom of the ocean. And I was explaining that somebody's trying to jump over Scorpio, jump over death, jump over the water season. Okay, if it's not here, because it shouldn't be this far, it probably showed on the deck and didn't really come out. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time going through this. All right, deja vu, deja vu, okay? Deja vu. I already spoke about train, so something going fast. Somebody might use the train to commute. Okay, maybe a train receipt is important. Might be used as evidence against someone as well, okay? We have cult buster here. And that is quite the mission. But I'm hearing if that is your mission, the mission is possible. Okay? Maybe this is happening fast. This cult that has been assigned to you is about to be busted. Stop. Drop. Shut them down. Open up shop. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? So again, going back to the theme of raid. Or this is a bust. This is a big bust. There's going to be a big bust. Okay? And that's not far-fetched. If we're talking about a Titanic going down, that was a lot of people who went down. Okay, so this bust involves a lot of people going down. Okay, maybe some people might want to jump in front of a train when this occurs. Okay, I just see a lot of people fleeing, and this is fleeting. Next, okay, somebody here has emotional intelligence or needs to apply or employ emotional intelligence. There is so much emergency vehicles. Something is about to go down. Maybe some cult is being busted right as I speak or something. Or somebody is just in danger, imminent. Look at this, no more survival mode. Didn't I talk about survival mode earlier, saying there's somebody here who may have accepted a job because they thought it was the only way out. But there's always an alternative way out. The Bible says that. God says don't ever say God tempts you, because when temptation arises, God provides a way out. There's always a way out, okay? So it's like, this is no excuses kind of situation. You knew better kind of situation. Or you should have known better. That's who, Monica? Should have known better than to think I will leave. Should have known better than to doubt me. It don't matter if you're up, matter if you're down. Either way you're gonna be around. So Monica, someone's name could be Monica. Monica, isn't she from Georgia? How fitting that Georgia's coming back up in the energy, okay? She's definitely from Atlanta, an Atlantean. Love Monica a lot. Lovely voice. She's sweet, 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 sweet young woman there. Okay, so for somebody here, no more survival mode. Maybe you have a voice of some sort, a good singer. Okay, maybe you live out in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. You see what it says. We have discerning of spirits. Okay, this is a yellow card, so this is a exceptional gift that somebody has here. All right, so you are a medium as well. Okay, a highly sensitive person, individual. Okay, I see dead people. That kind of vibe. Okay. Ingram Spark. That is interesting because this is the publisher that I use for my book. So this tells me either somebody's an author, somebody's a writer, somebody is about to publish something. So maybe you just completed some manuscript. Okay, something might be relevant about a manuscript, relevant about a book. Okay, or this could be about publishing. Okay, maybe somebody's trying to infringe on someone's intellectual property. Okay, copyright could be involved here. Okay, this also gives me ghostwriting, ghostwriters as well. Okay, and this also ties in with something spreading. I don't know if I said that, or a train, something moving fast. So I don't know if somebody is an actual writer or author. Maybe you're going to have a pickup in sales. Okay, someone's name could be Ingram. Okay, somebody could have that spark, that star quality about them. Okay, or you're about to spark and ignite a situation, since we're talking about fire and air here. Okay, so some spark is going to happen. Perhaps you are pointing finger towards a fire and air situation, or a fire and air person or couple. Okay, which is going to spark something up and spread something. Okay, that involves words, because this, again, this is about writing. Okay, so this could be comments, any kind of communication, to be honest. Emails. Somebody's writing about somebody in an email that sparked their attention, sparked their interest. There's a spark here. Okay, somebody's a real McCoy. Okay, 10, 10, 10 across the board. Okay, maybe the truth you speak get people heated, since I keep referring to that 10, 10, 10 phrase that Beyonce makes in her song Heated. Okay, so maybe you speak truth, you speak facts. Okay, the things you say actually comes to pass. All right, whatever it is you do, you're good at it, and it's proven, or can be proven, can be duplicated, it can be replicated, because it's that good. You got the blueprint. That's what I'm hearing. Or maybe the pink print. All right, but you're the real deal. Authentic, original ideas, or very just creative. Okay, I could see peacock through the thing. Okay, so I'm getting you see through me. Is that Nicki Minaj? Because again, I saw the peacock before actually seeing the peacock. Okay, so discerning of spirits. You see things before they come, or you're just a seer. Okay, or a dreamer. But you have eyes in the spiritual realm. Okay, or you get information to foretell things or foreshadow things, whatever it is you say. But you shine bright. You're beautiful. Your colors are vibrant. And it's captivating. It gets people's attention. You're mesmerizing, just highly attractive. There's just something about you that's quite unique as well. Okay, when you open up your feathers, every head turns and everyone wants to hear what it is you have to say. So you demand or command. You command attention, okay? So some kind of showstopper energy here. Or maybe somebody's about to be a showstopper, okay? I could be speaking to a model here. Somebody who's just exceptionally beautiful. All right, Peacock also gives me evil eye. With all these eyes on you, it's giving evil eye as well, because I know the peacock feather, if you look closely, it actually looks like eyes, 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 eyes. So there's somebody here who has a lot of eyes on them, or a lot of eyes are about to be on them, okay? For one of the reasons is because they're beautiful. One of the reasons is because you're some kind of showstopper. So something you say hits or is profound, or again, it just grabs people's attention, or again, people don't like what they see, but they cannot take their eyes off of you anyway, okay? So this is peacock. Also, it's giving me, people don't know what it is you hold inside, all this beauty you hold inside, until you actually open up a little bit. So maybe you're a recluse or introverted. I'm getting that. You love your solitary time, or maybe the game solitary, since we're talking about games. But once you open up, people are almost amazed and shocked at what it is they see. So it's like you just get more and more beautiful, or something like that. Like, I don't know. Or your growth is expansive. They think you're small until you really show them what you got. I'm also getting that. Okay. For somebody, you need to spread your wings. You need to open up so people could actually see how beautifully colorful you are. Okay. I don't know. I'm getting a humble energy that you need to show something. Show more of your beauty. We have deceit next. Okay. If you're a cult buster, obviously there are levels and levels and levels of deceit going on, because in order for a cult to be established and be sustained, there has to be deception. Okay, so maybe you discern the spirits. You are a lie detector of some sorts. Okay, you know when something's off. You know when people are being deceptive, when they're lying, when they're leaving something out, when they're not giving the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, because you're the real McCoy, so you have some kind of skill to detect deception. Okay, next we have, I can't make this up, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Since Ingram Spark is here, and I am an author, I wrote a book, and I actually use these words in one of my poems. Okay, something about envy here. We just talk about peacock. So you are the object of many people's envy, or the envy of the object. I don't know. Object of people's envy. Many people wish you weren't here. You know what I mean? But with the Ingram Spark, like I said, I wrote these words in a poem that I spoke about on TikTok. I think in the video titled Kanye Cares. Okay. And I don't want to get into that poem right now. I guess you would have to get into the book, get yourself a copy to see what it is I'm talking about and how this even came about. And I think there's something mentioned about Beyonce in that poem, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to check afterwards. Okay, not saying I was saying it to her, because I don't think so. Okay, but I know also in one of her songs, she mentions these words in the song Sorry. She says ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks. So somebody might have a side chick here. Somebody's side chick may have passed. But this just ties in with the messages so far that I felt strongly in the energy that somebody's about to pass, okay? Maybe somebody passed away by the hands of a jealous lover. I'm also hearing that. Or somebody passed away. Someone was executed because somebody was really envious and jealous of them. They saw this person as a peacock, always getting the attention of somebody that they want attention from or wanted to keep attention. I don't know what I'm saying. Sweetie, can you stop? Please. Because I need to focus. And there's clearly no more drink in the cup and you're just slurping. So please, okay? I want to go deep on this. Well, I don't, but it's here and I want to get it out. There's someone here who is beautiful, reserved, shy. That somebody took out because they're jealous that this person was getting attention from somebody, again, who they were vying for the attention of. Ashes to ashes, dust to side chicks. Let's move on. Again, if you're interested, check out my book. I want to say I lost my train of thought and I saw the word train. So what does somebody think? What you thought? You could keep this buried forever? That's what I'm hearing. What you thought? Some news is about to come out very quickly about the possibility or probability that someone killed their lover's lover. Okay. Someone's lover was deceptive. This is getting ugly. We have a chosen one here. Laneja, can you please? We have a chosen one here, okay? The real McCoy, because chosen ones are the real McCoy. Chosen ones are usually peacocks as well, okay? There's just something about them. There's just something about them that can't be denied here. Chosen ones are usually extremely gifted as well, especially when it comes to picking up on spirits, reading energy. They're usually very emotionally intelligent as well. And of course, they're the ones who God chooses and elects to govern, to enforce, to dismantle, to disband, sometimes even desecrate. It depends on the assignment. Okay, so chosen one is in the midst of this. They've been sent. A chosen one has been sent in, possibly to shed light on this deception. Okay, maybe you're assigned to a case that is talking about something like killing a lover. Okay, but you have authority here. All right, there's nothing scrappy about you, nothing shoddy about your work. All right, doesn't matter where it is you're from, because this came out of the scrap box. Okay, so it doesn't matter who it is you are, you're a chosen one. It doesn't matter where you're from, you're a chosen one. Chosen ones have been given power and authority to stomp on snakes and scorpions and to tread on the enemies as the Lord fights his battle. Okay, we do the treading, but God does the fighting. Okay, I'm almost done here. So train, survival mode, and we have about 2 or 3 more cards. Continue following the Lord your God. Hallelujah. Amen. Chosen one, this is all you need. This is your source of everything, your provider. Okay, your supplier, your helper. Okay, the fighter of this battle. All you have to do is tread when God says tread. All you have to do is stomp when God says stomp. But listen and obey the words of the Lord. So you're getting guidance at this time. You're getting instruction, and you must be brave in following them out. Okay, in taking the initiative, one must be courageous, knowing that God is with them. Next, we have somebody's coming into a brand new car. I know I mentioned this in one of the readings, and even now today, I believe I spoke about the parking notices or highway. Okay, so maybe a brand new car is on its way to you. This could be a foreign car. Okay, this could be coming in from out of state as well. Okay, because the long highway and tolls and all that talk But congratulations. Congratulations to you. And the last card is gone. The last card is gone, and we've been talking about death, passing, deep waters here, swallowing some people up. Somebody's going, though. Don't know if it's air, fire, or earth, but that's my prediction. Okay? Double numbers as well. Okay, so at 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. 5 steps to eternity. Okay, and that video had a lot about fire as well to refresh your memory. If you don't want to go back and watch old videos, but that video is about a burning building. The roof is on fire. But we don't need no water. We don't need no waters. Let's jump over Scorpio. Let that mofo burn. Somebody wants something to burn. Let's see if the tarot card says any more. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. Burn, mother. Burn, mother. Somebody's mother might burn in a fire. But this is a burning building. Exit. Everybody exit while you can, okay? With all the fire trucks I heard earlier. I'm telling you, I can't make any of this up. There's a burning building. Or there's gonna be. There's gonna be. Let's see what the tarot cards reveal. Or fire signs are in trouble. Because air, something about the air, something is floating in the air. News traveling in the air, or news about air, or air sign is traveling as it pertains to a fire sign. Okay. But we don't need no water. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. One more minute, baby. I love you. Yes, we do need the water. And the water cometh, because in that video that I made January, there was so much water. Got King of Wands, fire sign. I can't make this up. Air sign. I can't make this up. And look at this. This flipped over. Earth sign. Should I just stop here? Do you believe me now? Do you think I'm credible? Do you think I'm the real McCoy? Or nah? I cannot make this up. Fire, air, earth. One of these signs will be gone. If not up to 2. I don't even want to go on to freak myself out and get louder and scare anybody. But I cannot make this up. Fire, air, or earth. Okay? This is what's hidden. And I think this is the water. The water, something's hiding underneath the water. Because I think the moon is a water sign, Cancer or Pisces. It's affiliate. This is all about the water. I'm also hearing all about the Benjamins, baby. So that's money. Benjamins is money. Old money, lots of money. Okay. All about the Benjamins is also P. Diddy. P. Diddy is a water sign. P. Diddy is a Scorpio. So somebody tried to step on a scorpion or drown a scorpion thinking that it would circumvent or divert the burning building or the sinking ship. But the water is coming up, rising high, rising quickly, and it's going to swallow some people up, maybe because they targeted a water sign. This is, I'm almost a little bit scared. That's downtown. I was gonna say that's down south talk. So maybe downtown Georgia. Somebody's from downtown Georgia. Somebody's name could be Georgia, if I'm not talking about the actual state. Somebody might end up in state prison. Or again, this might be about Diddy, because he's in... Who troubled the water, man? Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the waters. Just one more. I'm tired. Wade in the water. Wade. The water's gonna overtake some people here for this firestorm you created. Okay, nothing more is coming out, and that's amazing. I'm gonna end it here. Okay, but remember my prediction: air, earth, or fire, or these are the signs involved in a situation that's about to come to light. It's hidden. They think they could hide this. Remember the other message: pay to keep it buried. Look, keep it buried. Doesn't that look like somebody burying something? It's gonna come out that somebody been paying. Pentacles is money, could be, you know, most likely in most cases. And this guy is digging. Something is going to be dug up. Something that was buried, or maybe someone that was buried is about to be exhumed. This is getting deeper and deeper here. Maybe I should look a little bit more deeply. Maybe this is what somebody doesn't see, that there's somebody digging. Because the moon is, you don't see it yet, but it will be revealed. And it's going to get a fire sign in trouble when this being dug up surfaces. Okay? They never thought they would see the day. That's what I'm hearing. I never thought I would see the day when this came to light. They don't see it coming. They don't want to see it coming. Just going to split the deck. Again, it's like it's pulling me in and I'm trying to pull away. So this is a push-pull situation. Tug of war. This is like a tug of war of sorts here. This is also given tug of war. Like, which side am I going to choose? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, weighing options? This is going to affect the world. I just cut the deck. I cannot make this up. The world is about to see something once and for all. Something that was hidden but suspected. So this is given like, kind of new. Okay, or people been digging for a while now, and finally the smoking gun. That's what I'm hearing. So a relevant piece of evidence. Or somebody dug up the wrong grave, or somebody dug their own grave. What's on the bottom of the deck? Death! Never cease to amaze me, my Lord. I'm stunned each and every time because you're just so marvelous. Because I don't even know why I said let me look at the bottom of the deck for. Bruh, water, Scorpio, death. 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 Love you all. Please catch me on the next one. It's free to like, support, comment, all that stuff, okay? But if you feel led to even send in a donation, just know that it will really do much, especially at a time like this, okay? So take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.